Hey Facebook friends, hi guys, how are you? Get this off of this thing here. How you guys doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning, or afternoon? No, it's still morning. It's 11:55. I'll take morning. 11:55. Just waiting for some of you folks to join in this morning. Good morning to those of you who are tuning in. Hope you guys are having a great morning today, a great day. It's Friday, yay. Hey, Laura Vivers is watching. Hi, Laura. Hi, Mike Brown. Good morning. What's up? Hey, Retha. How are you, Retha? Yeah, Mike, let's talk. Mike, I got to bring you in on this. You got to talk with me on this. Hey, sister. Hi, Beth Ann. How are you guys? How are you? Yeah, my sister's in here. Say hi. Sister. Yeah, my
cool.
sister Beth Ann. So Joni's here with me, and we're going to bring you what we know right now on the Jussie Smokey case. And, you know, I will say this. There's some new things, but there's a lot of things we are hearing, but we got to be very careful what we say. So, because not everything has been completely flushed out, you might say. So I just wanted to give you the latest information that we are both hearing from the latest news from the police department. They put out a statement today, and I don't want to show it to you because there are phone numbers on here and all, but I will say that I will read this for you right now. Interrogations will resume today with the two individuals and their attorney. And while we haven't found any video documenting the alleged attack regarding Jussie Smollett, there is also no evidence to say that this is a hoax. The alleged victim is being cooperative at this time and continues to be treated as a victim, not a suspect. And for clarification, the two individuals interviewed are classified as potential suspects. And that is a change that you want to make note of right there. No longer just persons of interest, but potential suspects. Gary walking in. Gary's making an appearance today. And he says detectives have probable cause that they may have been involved in an alleged crime, and we're working to corroborate the allegations and investigate the timeline as our investigation continues. So that's the latest that just came out at 9:34 this morning from the police department. That is the latest information. Say hi, Gary.
Hello, everyone.
You want to weigh in on this Jussie Smollett case? We're going to be talking about this. Joni, fill us in on what you know right now, because Joni was on the story all morning. So,
all right. So what Anita read to you is really important, that these two who they kept telling us were persons of interest. The guys that are in that security camera image that they released last week, they have them. They went to great lengths to get them. They are now considered potential suspects.
So that's a change from persons of interest to suspects. And another one here, there was some more information that came into here. We also had another person from CPD tell us that interviews are going to resume today with two people of interest and their attorney. And while we haven't found any video documenting the alleged attack, there's also no evidence to say it's a hoax. The alleged victim's being cooperative, continues to be treated as a victim, not a suspect. There was something else that we just reported too.
Maybe you want to tell the general public what the difference between a person of interest and a suspect is.
Well, for years, we used to say somebody was a suspect in custody or whatever. Then the police departments started covering their butt because they would release all this information, and I think somebody must have been sued because they started saying persons of interest, meaning that they are people related to the case in some way. A suspect is somebody who's clearly involved in any type of crime. Wouldn't you say?
Right. But here's the thing: when they were looking for these guys, they said that they were in the area at the time of the attack. There was an image of them from a security camera that's right at that corner that I know very well, and they were walking on the street. You couldn't see their faces, you could only see them from the back. But what they did to go get them, some of which we cannot report, indicates that they were more than just people who knew about what happened there or that witnessed what happened there.
What do you mean?
And now, well, they had to track them through, they took an Uber, they went to Nigeria, they came back from Nigeria, they were met at the airport. I mean, you don't treat witnesses that way.
Right.
It's not like going to the west side of Chicago for a night out on the weekend. They went across the ocean. And
Well,
stuff.
but see,
Yeah.
here's what's interesting, though. And I know their attorney was saying that they were coming back from Nigeria, but one of my sources is telling me that they were actually trying to fly out of Chicago, and that customs, the FBI went to customs and wanted them to come back. So, and it's interesting because Mike Tobin from Fox News Network was also hearing that as well, that they were trying to fly out of the country and they were forced to come back, and that's when the FBI took them into custody along with CPD taking them and down to the district. But there are publications
they
that
posted pictures from Nigeria.
Right, so they must have made their way there. But who's paying for that ticket? What's a ticket to Nigeria cost right now? Will you talk? I'm going to look that up right now. Let's look it up and see how much a ticket to Nigeria
They are of
costs.
Nigerian descent, and we're told by family that they.
Oh, we do? Is it in video?
Yes.
Where's
Tasha
it
went to the house.
Tasha,
So that's the other thing.
Tasha!
So we're gonna bring
Get over
Tasha.
here,
in.
Tasha.
Tasha. Okay,
Tasha,
so
yeah.
their house was searched by police who took evidence. They went in with force apparently because they broke the door.
What's that again? Wait.
He's trying to find the cost to go to Nigeria.
The cheapest flight to Nigeria from Chicago. Is that Chicago?
Yeah, I think so. It should have been.
Anyway, they went there to see family.
So we
don't know when they got their
ADHD on steroids here.
Really? Oh my God.
Did he give you a price?
Did it?
What is it? $500, but that's not round trip.
No.
So Joni, keep
So
talking.
anyway,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna look.
they
this
went
up.
to go see family in Nigeria. They came back. They were met at the airport by investigators who took them into custody. They came Wednesday. Thursday they were questioned, and they have an attorney.
About 1200. Tell them
and
what
they're-
you were doing.
Okay, so
Okay, so
today I went
Tasha
to
goes to the house today.
Yeah, I went to the house today where the suspect.
Here,
these
take the
Of the suspect. Oh my
Hold
God!
this
So like,
phone.
oh,
You gotta hold it.
I have to
Jesus,
charge
up
you
and
union
close,
dues if
up
I
and close
touch
and personal.
that.
Okay,
I'm off,
Gary, you're off the.
yeah, I'm off the clock. I can't touch that anymore.
Oh, you can't. Oh, okay.
I'm just-
All right. Anyway, I went to the suspect's home today. Me
This
and my
is Facebook.
photographer.
I forgot.
And
This is Facebook.
R-rated.
I know.
Keep it on you.
Okay,
You're
okay,
beautiful,
okay. Oh,
not on
thank
my
you.
bald head.
Okay. Stop. Can you hold it?
Stop for a second. Let's just take a pause here. Look at this. Flights to Nigeria from Chicago to Nigeria, $700 for two people. Is that a round trip? Let's see. Is that
One way.
one way? You think?
Oh, God. It's across the ocean. It's going to be about 1,500.
Okay. So somebody.
2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. You're right, Gary. It's like $1,500 round trip.
Easily.
It's my
Easily.
one right for the day.
Okay. You got that right. So it's obviously
Okay, so-
very expensive to go there, and if you're a struggling actor, extra, $1,500 round trip flight. We're doing a Facebook Live here. The boss is running away. It has nothing to do with any of this.
I don't know what y'all are doing.
All right, so you go to the
Yeah,
house.
so I went to the house. And
Well,
so,
wait. What house is this?
Of the suspects that were taken into.
And they are now suspects. Okay.
That were taken into
The
custody.
Nigerian brothers.
Yes. So basically, got video of the door where the of the house
They would enter?
where they would enter, and then also the mailboxes, and it has their names on those mailboxes.
Because we know their names.
Yes.
Now, where's this video? Does Brian have it?
Yes, we have it ingested.
Can we
So-
see it?
Yes, we can.
Brian's in the middle of something.
Oh, we
you
can. We
pull
can.
it up?
I can pull it up.
All right,
I'll pull it up. I'll
In
pull
the
it up.
meantime, you go pull it up.
Okay.
Gary, what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Here, take this.
My thoughts on it, a lot of stuff just didn't sync up. It's like gears that were out of mesh from the very beginning. You know, how you've got cameras. I'm very familiar with the area that happened. I drive by it every morning, and almost an hour after this all happened, I did the morning of. And
Did you see cops out there that day?
no,
Oh.
didn't see anything out there, and it was like, okay, it just didn't. A lot of it just doesn't make sense. You know,
There are a lot of holes.
well, all of a sudden he had broken ribs. Then he didn't have broken ribs. They wouldn't give him the hospital report. Then they, all of a sudden he said he had broken ribs, and that turned out he didn't. Then it was he was talking to his manager on the phone during the whole time it happened. And then all of a sudden they hand over phone records that are heavily redacted. If you're trying to find a perpetrator who,
If you're a
attacked you,
victim.
if you're a victim and you're trying to seriously find somebody that did this to you, you would be, I would think, a little more cooperative, forthcoming with information to help out any way you can. So that was just kind of like a little, you give like a little, but the people sometimes keep the privacy of certain things, so I can't say, but just we'll see how it turns out in the long run.
Well, the lack of evidence
Yeah.
The story consistently changing.
I have to question. Everybody's forgetting about the woman walking her dog. She said she saw those two guys, and wasn't there? Wasn't that?
Yeah,
earlier?
she said she saw something like a rope.
She was
she
dismissed as not credible. Okay,
Right.
see, that's how much I
Yeah.
don't even know that even happened.
Okay, so this is the
much
house. This
happened.
is the house where guys live, right?
That's the door. The door.
Is it an apartment? What is it?
It's like apartments.
It's an apartment
Yes,
building. So they live on the first floor. Are
Yes.
you on a second floor?
On the first floor. First floor. It's like goes around in a circle, like around. Like there's
where
apartments.
Is this address? I mean, what neighborhood is this?
Lakeview.
Lakeview. Okay, Lakeview. Yes. All right. So here's the house.
Looks like a nice.
I know it's a nice area. It's a nice neighborhood.
Lakeview's nice.
It's 3 blocks away from.
Did it look like a small apartment? Was it a? What was it
It
like?
looked like just a one
you
flat,
ring the
like
doorbell?
No, I didn't ring
The building? What? The building?
They weren't there.
Well, maybe somebody else was. Maybe they.
This
have
is
a
all you got?
brother we
All you
don't
got
know
is this? All you got-
And the
Where's the bigger wide shot? Where's the wide shots?
I know, I don't see any more.
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
there
they're
should
in
be some
there.
white shots. Here,
Yeah,
there's some more. There's some more shots.
This one.
Oh, right here, right that one.
This one, that one, that one,
There
that
we
one,
go.
that's it.
Okay.
You're like, where's the?
So, so they're like little apartments.
Yeah.
Okay.
He knows. I'm like this one, like this one.
Oh wait, listen to this person. Wally. Wally says, Fox News, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is a fake story and you're promoting it. How about this, Wally? Let's put this in perspective. Don't get me upset, okay? We're trying to find out what the heck is going on. And what you need to understand is that hundreds of man-hours for police department working on a case that may not even exist is what is upsetting to so many Chicagoans. We have people shot, killed, murdered, and raped here every single day. And we got detectives that are running around in circles right now trying to solve a case. So that's why we're trying to flush it out. So if that answers your question, I hope it does.
In this case made national news. This is a national news case. I mean, it started out, with the racial tones to it, all the way to the president, I think, even tweeted.
Yes, he talked about it.
The president did. So this is like a huge deal. It's just not,
And it needs to
nobody's
be
trying to
resolved.
cover up, and we can't just jump ahead. News organizations should not jump ahead with their suppositions until you actually get facts. That's what the trouble is. With
Exactly.
everybody.
There's another
gives an
TV
opinion.
station in town that is reporting that this was all a hoax, and that upset the police department. They said this is not a hoax. We're not treating it as a hoax. We're treating this as a real investigation. So I already read you that statement that was being said. We heard the same information that this other TV station. I'll just tell you. You could look it up yourself. Another TV station in town is saying that they have sources who said that he was going to be written off the show and that this was a way of some sort of conspiracy, or they were working together to create publicity for him. Okay, we heard that too, but as a responsible journalist and a responsible TV station, we have to be very careful with what we put out there. And you know what? ABC7 took a leap of faith with their information, and they felt strongly enough that they wanted to do it. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, because the superintendent then puts out a tweet and says basically that that's not true, that you're inaccurate in your reporting. I wouldn't want to be that reporter.
As far as the information exists right now and the evidence exists
It
right
could
now.
very well turn out to be true. It could be, but I don't want my name hanging out there
But
like
there's
that.
there has been no official release of evidence to that effect by the police department yet. And you cannot make suppositions and jump like that. You can say we have sources that allege that it did, but you can't say affirmatively until
No.
there's evidence,
Right.
until it's been given from the police department to the public, to the media.
And the one thing that what I like to do here, you guys know, is I like to kind of flush thoughts out and stuff. And as I was saying yesterday, there's several inconsistencies. This is not MAGA. This is not a red state. We don't have people. We do have periodically hate crimes, but we don't really have that kind of thing happening here, right, Joni? I mean, I'm not crazy about this. I mean, it happens once in a while, but we don't have people running around with "Make America Great" hats saying "Make America Great, Donald Trump. This is MAGA country." We don't have that here. I mean, would you guys? Would you guys?
I mean, I've seen people wear hats, but I don't see
they
them.
don't, like,
They know they aren't broadcasting it. No,
They're not harassing
no, they aren't
people.
harassing people. No, I've never
This is
seen
not
that.
Kentucky.
No.
or
Don't disparage Kentucky.
no, I'm not. This is not Kentucky. This is not Louisiana. This is not Tennessee. These are
No,
not,
I know.
This is not a
It
red
just
state.
it struck us as odd.
It is
That
odd.
is the thing that raised flags for everyone here locally.
Yeah, what are the odds that at 2 in the
You would hear
morning-
somebody
Yeah,
say
this
that
would
at
be
2 in the
happening.
morning.
Yeah.
Also for me, because I know that area really well. Sure, okay, so he flew home, he got home late, he was hungry, he went to that 24-hour subway, and then when he walked home at 2 in the morning in Chicago, this is still a city, he went through the back door where you would walk out of the dock or to walk your pet. He didn't go to the front secure lobby when he returned home. He was attacked in the back. And you saw it's dark there, and anything can happen in the city. But if you're going out at 2 in the morning and you live in a high rise for security, you're coming back in a secure way, and he didn't that night. And so those are the kinds of questions that came up
But we also
initially.
know as journalists, reporters, we've seen and heard everything, and it very well could have happened to him. But the evidence that police have been able to not locate, well, the lack of evidence the police have to support the things that he's saying, especially the area where he says the attack happened, there are 6 cameras right there, and he was off camera for 1 minute. And 1 minute, I know a lot can happen in 1 minute. People can get, attacked in 1 minute, and things happen quickly. We see video of it. But some of the other stuff is just not adding up.
Exactly. The number of cameras in that area, it's underneath the Sheraton Hotel. The Sheraton has a big, wide network of surveillance cameras. There's a like a low rise right across the street. And then there's a police blue light camera right at the top. He slipped out of camera range somehow during this attack. And I don't know how anyone would know they were in range or out of range, but there's video of everything everywhere these days.
And what is crazy is that he was saying that these people were yelling MAGA, or that they were saying this is MAGA
Racist
country, the
terms,
racist words. It was a homophobic attack. There was a racist attack. And then it turns out that the 2 men who are suspects are Nigerians. They are African. And they're not even close to being like mixed race anything. They are Africans. And which is just crazy. Tasha, you're over here like it's crazy, right?
Yes, it is. Totally different.
The odds of a
description.
racist Nigerian are not real
No,
high, though.
no, they aren't.
I
No.
don't know. So that's pretty much where we're at with things. And I'm glad I didn't try to sit down here. I almost fell backwards on my butt here. I almost sat down my seat when somebody moved my. Oh, thanks, Joni. So that. I almost fell down. I almost sat down, and Gary moved my chair.
I have not moved from this position for the last 15 minutes, so don't blame it on me just because you miss working with me.
Breaking news.
working with
Gary
you.
and Anita.
And I
back
got
together.
Joni Lumda. Look at this.
This is what I
Look
love.
I love these 2 ladies. And Tasha even jumped in. I work with Tasha. I work with these 3 ladies. Her for 2.5 years. Her for going on 6 months.
They always miss Gary on Facebook. With. Oh yeah.
always. I have a big
Somebody
fan
asked
base.
where you
Nick.
were.
I have a huge fan base.
This is a
And I
big
worked
treat.
and I got to work with Tasha when Joni had the gall to go on vacation.
I know. Shameful.
For
You
that
can go
week.
again. No,
I always come to
Joni's
work.
face was like, wait a minute, that wasn't not a compliment.
no, just joking. I'm just joking.
Day in, day out. I'm the only one who does come to work.
No, no, it's a good one. No, I'm just joking.
Now, was it an anniversary?
You know it's
Because I
all
saw on your Facebook a lot of people were asking about the little 1-year or the little 3-year-old girl that was in Joliet.
Oh, Samajit Crosby.
Is that like
that
a
was an
close to-
April case, so that's
Yeah.
getting close to it, yeah.
Because I just saw it. Whatever happened? Did you ever find out what happened to the little girl in the?
No, there's another unsolved case.
that's
Another
there,
kid
the
gets
family
rolled
all
up
of a
into a
sudden just-
couch.
yeah.
Or wherever somebody rolled up that child on the couch, rolled and then just sat around on it, had dinner on the couch. That's another story. Don't get me started on that story. But anyway, Joni, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. So, I don't know, for those of you, if you want to look on my page, I did post a
see you later.
Bye,
It was
Gary.
always a
Have a
joy
good
talking.
weekend. Have a good weekend.
Take care. Hon.
So these are the individuals that the police now have in custody right now, and they're saying that they may be involved in a crime. Okay, but what crime is that? We don't know. So we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see what's going to happen. The police say they may have a press conference sometime today or release more information between 7 and 10 tonight. So heads up to you. We may have something breaking on this case, quite possibly by the end of the day. So a lot of people interested in this. because this has gone national, this has gone worldwide, and yeah, that's it. In the meantime, guys, it is Friday, and I have a weekend to kick off right now. Not that I'm doing anything particular, but it is the weekend. And I did want to stop and say hello to you guys and say good day to you, and that you have wish you guys have a nice weekend, okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and enjoy your weekend. Be safe. We'll see you next week. Bye.